How about some NFL draft? Big, bold predictions
Yeah,
here,
let's do
fellas.
it.
Jay, there's no better person, I think, to start with than you. This is your world.
Interesting. Yep. I think we've got the same best bold prediction, judging by
I
this
like it.
rundown. Tyree Wilson is going to go 2 overall, I think. That's the
Still
buzz.
plus money.
Yeah, still plus money. We talked about last show, Tyree, first defensive player picked to plus 275. That's now minus 150. I still think that that's going to cash. I think he's going to go 2nd overall to Houston. D'Amico Ryans gets his Nick Bosa in Tyree. I think it's trending that direction. I think they are going to go defense. I don't think that Davis Mills will be the starting quarterback, but I think they'll address quarterback later, whether that's Hendon Hooker, whether it's Trey Lance or Mac Jones. I think they'll get a different quarterback and not take one at 2. So I think Tyree Wilson will go 2nd.
I like it. Definitely tailing you on that one. Tyree Wilson will go number 2 overall in my final mock draft for NBC Sports Edge this week. One from me here. I think Jahmyr Gibbs sneaks into round 1. Now, it's a shame the time we're doing this show, that's moved to minus money. 2 days ago, you could have got this at almost plus 200. That's how much of a jump we've seen here. There's a lot of buzz around Gibbs going into round 1, a lot of excitement about him as not only the 2nd best running back in this class, but a well-worthy round 1 running back. Barry, where are you going in round 1 as a prediction?
I think the Packers will take a wide receiver.
It's about
in
damn
round
time.
1. They have the last time they did it was 2002 when they took Javon Walker.
God.
And it would be the most Packers thing ever to finally get rid of Aaron Rodgers, who they never drafted a first-round wide receiver with Rodgers as the quarterback, right? And then here we go. Aaron Rodgers, the first season that they don't have Aaron Rodgers, then they draft a first-round wide receiver. So that's one bold prediction. Second one, I'm going to predict that multiple tight ends go in the first round. That's only happened twice since 2006, but as we talked about, Washington and Meyer could see those guys there.
And maybe Kincaid.
And maybe Kincaid as well. So I think multiple tight ends go in the first round. And then my third bold prediction, and it's not that bold, is that whoever the Commanders pick, it'll be the wrong guy.
Yeah, and the 5th-year option will be
and
declined.
the 5th-year option, and
eventually.
whoever they pick, 5 years from now, they will decline
Exactly.
the 5th-year option on whoever it is they pick.
Exactly. A couple other ones from me. I think the Chargers will draft a receiver. That's a plus money. You can bet on that. Hearing a lot of Jordan Addison to the Chargers. I think they'll come out with a guy who can add a deep element to go alongside Keenan Allen and Mike Williams that was sorely lacking last season. And then I think Jalen Carter will end up going to the Seahawks. I think he'll go in the top 6. I know there are lots of concerns about Jalen Carter. Not sure the Seahawks care. I think
They rarely do.
Yeah, I think they will draft a guy who some people think is maybe the most talented guy in the draft.
Yes, that is for sure. He is the mystery of the draft right now and where he'll go. Everybody's trying to figure out. My last one, I said earlier on the show, I think the Bills trade up in round 1. I think Brandon Beane is a very aggressive GM, and why not? You're in a window right now where you are in Super Bowl contention every year. Go get an impact player instead of saving all your picks for depth.
What are the odds for how many quarterbacks go in the first round?
So it's 4.5, and I believe the over is minus 160. So, like Bryce Young, clearly, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis will go first round, Anthony Richardson will go first round.
Locks.
So it's a bet on Hendon Hooker going in the
and
first round.
and so taking the over is minus 165.
Yep,
so they
that
think
kind of
Hooker's
range.
going in the first round as well. Because
Yep.
I was gonna mention that as well because he's been all over the place. People say he's a 2nd-round pick. He's he's a day 2 pick. I was gonna say that I think Hooker goes in the first round and 5 quarterbacks get drafted, but sounds like that's not a bold prediction.
No, but I mean, it's not like minus 1,000 or
Yeah, there's
anything.
still money
And
to be made.
I think the fact that there's a lot of momentum building on the Texans to take a defensive player, I think that probably bodes well for Hendon Hooker because, I mean, could they take him as high as 12? Probably not. They could probably trade back, or maybe they do take him at 12.
Could happen.
The one thing is they pick again at 33, and that's where he might go to. But I think he'll go in the first round too.
I was going to say my prediction is that the Texans do draft a quarterback in the first round.
Yep,
Maybe
but
not at 2, but
Hendon
I think
Hooker.
feels like at 12, they're going to take somebody. Although it feels high for Hooker. And if the other 3 guys, if Richardson, Levis, and if the 4 guys, if they're all gone by then, which we expect them to be Stroud, Levis, Richardson, and Bryce Young, obviously, Hooker at 12, so maybe they trade down.
Yeah. What do you think about Hooker? Where do you think he's going to go?
I think he's going to go in the first round. And think of this with the Texans, all the extra picks they still have from the Deshaun Watson trade. Why not come back up from 33 into round 1? This is an underlying fact with Hooker that can oddly help him. He tore his ACL in November. You want that 5th-year option because he's already an older quarterback prospect. He's 25 years old. He has the torn ACL. He's not going to be ready for training camp. You need more team control to maximize that pick. So that is a weird factor that I think actually pushes Hooker into round 1, where in a normal year, he might go on day 2.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, okay? Respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.